Subscribe to Teckoh on YouTube or you will forever be a bot at Fortnite.
Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So today we're going to be discussing an issue a lot of you guys are struggling with, which is losing arena points. If you feel like you're playing as good as you can but you still end up losing points at times, I completely feel you and I used to be the same exact way. So in this video, I'll be going over a bunch of things that you can do in order to stop losing points and consistently rank up an arena. Make sure to stick around for the entire video because I have some stuff that is going to help you guys out an absolute ton. Also guys, one more thing. I recently had my entire Discord server redone, so it would be awesome if you guys could go check it out. The link is going to be at the top of the description. We added a ton of stuff like giveaways, self-promotion channels, a ton of fun bots, sections where you can find teammates, and so much more. So make sure to check that out. The link is going to be at the top of the description. But with that said, let's get straight into the video. To start off, I want to talk about what 90% of you guys are probably struggling with, and that's your early game. Now, it's quite obvious that having a good drop is critical when it comes to playing well consistently. I tell you guys this all the time, but some of you still won't listen to me. I've had people come to me wondering why they're dying off spawn, just to find out that they're dropping Doom's Domain every game. Now, I'm going to be completely honest with you guys when I say, no matter how good you are, if you're 50-50ing in early game, then you're not going to be successful in it. Landing at a place like Doom's Domain is going to do nothing for you but send you back to the lobby in 80% of your games. So with that said, one of the biggest things I want you all to do is to find a consistent drop spot that isn't heavily contested, land there consistently, and play it out from there. You can still land at a passive spot and sort of W key if you want to, or you can choose to stay back and play it quiet if you prefer getting placement points. One spot I've been landing at lately is the Lighthouse, which I showed in a recent video I made about the best landing spots. Great video, be sure to check it out. The reason I like the Lighthouse so much is because it has solid loot with 9 chests on the island, but I also have the option to W key, which I usually do, which I can do by simply rotating towards Coral Castle or Doom's Domain. Landing here is great since I'm able to start my game in a non-50-50 way, loot up and get my situation all set, and then start getting into fights after that. So basically I have a very safe early game, but I can still choose how to play. So basically I have an easy, safe early game, but I can still choose to play aggressive or passive, basically however I want. A few spots I recommend for this sort of playstyle are the houses northwest of Steamy Stacks, the Disco House near Misty, the Castle by Sweaty Sands, and Rainbow Rentals, which is the set of houses south of Holly Hedges. So make sure to check out those spots if you're looking to play more consistent in your early game. Another huge topic I want to cover, and one that impacts probably every single one of you, is when and how you take fights. Taking fights properly is absolutely critical and can be one of the main things that stops you from gaining points in arena. The first thing I want you all to start doing right after watching this video is to take note of the storm every single time you're about to fight. Make sure that you not only have time to fight, but also that you take note of the zone throughout your fight if it ends up taking a while so you can play around that. This will basically help you avoid all those storm fight situations that none of us really like. Second, you'll always want to be smart about the zone when you're approaching fights. Now you're probably thinking you just talked about the zone, but this is sort of different. What I recommend doing is playing the dead side of zone, aka the side that players aren't rotating into, which is usually the side furthest from the center of the map. In this area, you can either look for fights, confident knowing your risk of a third party is very low, or just simply camp it out if you don't want to play aggressive. Ultimately, the dead side of the zone is going to be way less congested in terms of players, but that's going to allow for a safer experience when you're W keying, by reducing the risk of third parties, or even if you're playing passive, since less players are going to be around regardless. But overall, if you're on the dead side of the zone, you can be pretty confident going into fights whether you're playing aggressive or passive. Now, the final thing I want to cover when it comes to fighting is the initiation of fights. Now, getting pre-fight damage, aka any damage you can get before properly engaging, is super helpful, as this allows you to get the upper hand early on and really puts your opponent under a lot of pressure. What I recommend doing is to focus on staying aware of your surroundings and try to be the player who initiates every single fight with some AR tags or some other form of damage. On the other hand, if you're ever the one getting pushed, just focus on forcing a box fight or wait for an opportunity to take height and get control of the fight and play it from there. Another big factor when it comes to competitive Fortnite is intimidation. A lot of us tend to get super scared and shaky when we get into an intense situation, and the biggest piece of advice I can give you guys for this is to get points completely out of your head for some time. Now, I get how that seems a bit stupid considering the title of this video is literally how to stop losing points, but trust me when I say this is actually going to help you. Getting points out of your mind temporarily is going to allow you to play a bit more laid back. Now, you're going to inevitably lose some points when you're doing this, but in return, you'll be able to adapt to what you'll run into in your arena level, and after some time, you're going to be able to hop in with so much more confidence and win way more because of it. This is pretty much exposure therapy, and this is seriously one of the best ways to speed up your improvement in Fortnite. Ultimately, I want you to completely stop where you're at. Whether you're at 500 or 5,000 points, completely get points out of your mind. In fact, I want you to embrace losing points for the time being. Hop into a game and be confident in every single thing you do. Feel free to push whoever you feel like pushing, play whatever playstyle you want, and really just get into your groove. Chances are you're going to lose a few points doing this simply due to the fact that you're not playing an optimal playstyle for points, but the lessons you're going to learn from doing this, along with the confidence you're going to build, are going to outweigh the loss of points by an absolute ton. Anyway guys, moving on to our fourth tip, we have playing Trio Arena. Now, don't get me wrong, if you want to be technical about it, then you probably have the most point potential in solos, simply because you get 20 points per kill with the same placement. However, with that said, playing trios is much better in terms of consistency, since if you have a good trio, you can rely on them as well, along with your own skill, with less RNG and luck than you'll run into in solos. And alongside that, solos sometimes just gets boring and causes burnout, so it's safe to say that trios is a good break from that. So not only can you gain a solid amount of points, you'll also most likely gain points more consistently, and you'll get a nice break from the torture that is solo arena. But one thing I'd like to add is that you shouldn't rely on trios to rank up. I recommend them more as a side thing than your main way of gaining points, so you don't build a reliance on other players to win, and also so you can improve at solos as well. But when you play them a realistic amount and you play them with good teammates, trios can be one of the main keys to gaining points. Finally guys, the last thing I want you all to start doing in order to stop losing points is to begin VOD reviewing your games. VOD reviewing is such a simple process, but it's completely neglected by most players. If you don't know about it already, all VOD reviewing really is looking back at your gameplay to spot mistakes and points to improve on. These can be so many things like rotations, fights, your loot route, and other things of that nature. Basically what you're doing is heading into replay mode and looking through your games, taking notes on what you can work on or do better. So what I want you all to do is next time you play a few matches of Arena, hold on to your replays and look back at them to spot mistakes and areas to improve. It really is that simple, and these seemingly small things can make a huge difference long term. Whether you find yourself making a stupid edit over and over, or messing up a rotation, or anything else in between, if you can spot your mistakes and take the time to improve on them, the difference it's going to make on your gameplay will be astronomical. But with that said guys, that's going to be it for this video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to drop a like on it, and subscribe if you'd like to see more content just like this in the future. And once again, make sure to check out my Discord server along with any other socials down in the description. Anyway guys, have an amazing day, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye for now.